Pas mal. Du tout.
Okay, guys, just while these photos are being taken, I'll just quickly run through the formalities. Jordan Henderson will be our player, and he'll be in when Jurgen's concluded his part of the press conference. For those of you attending the media training, so the media section of the training, not the media training, later on, that starts at 5:15 p.m. UK time, access to Melwood from 4:45 p.m, which is 30 minutes prior. For the press conference, for those of you who are here for the first time, we ask that you indicate by raising your hand, and we'll get around as many as we can. Our microphones are situated at the front rather than sending a mic around, so if you could project the question, and to the photographers, as we always ask, if you could, when the question is being asked, so the manager can hear what he is being asked, if you can keep the clicking to an absolute minimum, and he will remind you if you don't, I'm sure. So Vinny is going to kick off proceedings.
If you ever just start with, can we check on Firmino? Is he definitely going to be okay to play after that eye injury he picked up at the weekend?
No, not definitely, but yeah, if he would play today, no chance. But we all hope that there's a chance until tomorrow. So it's first of all, that's good news that it's will be close to the game. So because when I think everybody who saw the picture after the game, we were all shocked, and then when we had first time contact with him again after he was in hospital, was a big relief for all of us. So it's painful. It's nobody wants to have that. Nobody needs that. But he will be fine. We only don't know exactly when. So another 30 hours roundabout, I'm not sure, until the game, and so we will see how it develops.
Donc en ce qui concerne la blessure de Roberto Firmino, c'est certain qu'il va jouer, il peut jouer demain soir. Donc si le match se passera ce soir, douteux. Mais enfin, c'est de bonnes nouvelles parce que tout le monde avait peur après avoir vu les images, après le match de samedi. Il a senti de la douleur, mais je pense que ça ira. Et c'est important il nous reste 30 heures avant le match pour faire la décision. Mais on va voir, c'est pas certain, de toute façon.
Last season, Jurgen, did your progress in this competition have any negative impact, you feel, on your Premier League campaign? And I suppose, how do you minimise the risk of it having any detrimental effect this time around?
There was no impact. It was difficult in the end of the season, but that was not. We had not the problems we had because of the Champions League games we played. But of course, if you go far in that competition, then it's clear that you have from September to May a lot of games. That's clear. So, but no, the group stage had no real impact. We still needed to get used to. Yesterday we spoke. Was yesterday. On Saturday after Tottenham game, we spoke about the Tottenham from last year, the game from last year, and we won 7-0 at Maribor, went to Wembley and played Tottenham. It was a completely different game, and we were probably not used to that these two different challenges, winning away the Champions League game like we did, and then coming to Tottenham and being ready again. So, but I think we used last year to improve that a lot, and so no, that's. No, had no impact. So how is that? When you have injuries, we got the injuries in most of them in a time when we didn't play Champions League. Actually, it was January, early February when we took a few quite serious injuries, and that made life difficult. And that's why we played the last part of the season, 5-6 Premier League games and quarter, semi-final, and final with around about 12 senior players. Yeah. That was it, but it was still a good journey. We still enjoyed it, and but it had nothing to do with this year. So with that year, it's a different task, different challenge.
Est-ce qu'on pourrait dire que l'an dernier, la saison passée, être en finale de la Champions League a impacté négativement sur la campagne en championnat? Je crois que cette année n'a rien à voir avec l'an dernier. Je crois que c'est sûr, si on veut progresser en Champions League, on va avoir un calendrier très très serré entre septembre et mai. Mais normalement, l'an dernier, on a fait avec, en phase de poule, on n'avait pas de problème, pas de blessure. Mais ça affecte un peu la façon de s'approcher les matchs en championnat après les déplacements. Par exemple, on s'est déplacé à Maribor, on avait gagné 7-0, mais en arrivant à Wembley pour jouer contre Spurs, on prépare le match d'une manière différente. Peut-être l'an dernier, c'était une manière d'apprendre comment faire avec le calendrier serré. Je crois qu'il n'y a aucun problème du tout en jouant dans les deux compétitions, ou même 3 ou 4 compétitions. Et on a utilisé les expériences de l'an dernier pour nous servir d'une façon positive pour 7 ans. Par exemple, je crois que toutes les blessures qu'on a eues l'an dernier, ils se sont passées au mois de janvier et février. Et je crois que les matchs qu'on a perdus en championnat, au final, c'était vers la fin du championnat, fin du calendrier. Donc on a dû faire avec seulement 12 joueurs de l'effectif, 12 joueurs, disons, entre guillemets, expérimentés. Mais c'était une bonne aventure et on attend une bonne aventure cette année aussi.
Simon.
If Roberto isn't maybe quite ready for this one, how ready would Daniel Sturridge be to make his first ever Premier League start for Liverpool?
First ever, did you say?
Never started a Premier League. A Champions League.
Media training.
D'accord.
Ready. He will be ready. Clear. We're only short of options. That's never good then. So if Bobby can't play, then and Dom and if can't, then it's we are a bit short of options because both of them are a doubt, at least because they got 2 little injuries in the game against Swansea and with the U23s, which we thought makes sense. It made sense, but unfortunately they came not through without any problems. So that's all. But there's no problem with the first lineup, only with having options. Then that's it.
Sorry, who was the other doubt as well as Sturridge after the Swansea game, which was
Dominic Solanke
Solanke,
and Devo Origi.
All right, okay. Donc si éventuellement Firmino ne peut pas commencer à entamer le match demain soir, ça présentera une opportunité pour Sturridge, Daniel Sturridge. Oui, ça nous présente une option. Ça serait son premier match, première fois qu'il aura commencé un match en Champions League. Mais je crois que en fonction de l'11 de départ, on est bien. On a des options. Mais au-delà de ça, je crois qu'avec les petites blessures souffert avec les réserves de Solanke, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Solanke and Origi.
Origi, ça nous présente moins d'options sur le banc, mais à part de ça, ça ira.
There we go. Okay, we're going to go around the room now. Gentleman who sat just behind Vinny, if you could project your question.
Bonsoir, question en français, RMC Sport. Est-ce que vous considérez que vous êtes favori de ce match de demain, dans le sens où c'est un groupe très serré avec Naples, Paris et vous, et considérez-vous que c'est un avantage
Et Belgrade.
de recevoir demain, c'est un avantage pour vous dans le calendrier de recevoir dès le premier match Paris?
In such a tight group, with the 3 teams mentioned there, Napoli, Liverpool and tomorrow's opponent PSG, and as the manager mentioned, let's not forget Red Star Belgrade. Is it an advantage to start the first important game at home? And would you consider yourselves starting out as favourites for tomorrow night and maybe the group itself?
So winning the first game is always an advantage, obviously, but we didn't win it so far, so we have to play it, and it's really difficult because, Paris is one of the favorites for the competition, for sure. So that's how it is. So how could we then be the favorite in that game? It's not, but it's really not important. I don't want to play any mind games. Not necessary. Everybody knows about the quality of Paris. This team is built for winning the Champions League. They win the championship in France anyway. So and looked so far quite easy for them because of the unbelievable quality they have. But all what they are going for is winning the Champions League. So yeah, It will be an interesting game for sure. So they are really good, and the players they have, the manager they have, it's all they all brought it together to go as far as possible in the Champions League. So we are aware of that. We don't need to be favorite. That we want to win a game. We don't need to be the outsider to win a game. We only win a game. Want to win a game. That's how it is. And we play at Anfield, and it can be an advantage. And we hope that we can use that. So that's it. But we need each help, any help we can get, for sure.
Donc, gagner le premier match, c'est toujours difficile et c'est quelque chose qu'on n'a pas réalisé jusqu'à ce moment en Champions League avec moi. On considère que PSG, c'est pas seulement un candidat, un favori pour gagner ce groupe, mais un des favoris pour gagner le Champions League. Moi, je pense que l'équipe et l'effectif est construit express pour ça, pour gagner la Champions League. C'est la priorité de ce club-là, de votre club. Je crois que normalement, on gagne le championnat là-bas. Jusqu'à ce moment, en championnat, on a eu des victoires assez faciles. Donc, je crois que c'est la priorité. Je répète, c'est progresser loin en Champions League. Nous-mêmes, aussi, on veut gagner cette compétition-là. Demain, on joue à domicile, on joue à Anfield. Ça peut nous donner un avantage. Habituellement, ça nous donne un avantage. Mais ça reste un match compliqué pour nous avec un adversaire qu'il faut respecter.
Okay, we have the next 3 questions, and with the translation, we won't have an awful lot of time for too many more, but we'll go to Fred and then his colleague from Brazil. Fred first, if that's okay.
Jurgen, a question specifically about Neymar, because he has been under a lot of criticism, especially after the World Cup, because of his overreactions inside the pitch. People call it diving. Probably didn't talk about it. The last friendly against USA, he got criticism about it as well. As a manager, how could you prepare your team to face a player that by this type of behavior can change the atmosphere inside the game for you?
I don't exactly about that, to be honest. What you're talking about, I don't follow things like that. But when I saw a few games at the World Cup, and I know, of course, that people were talking about that when it looked like he made a bit more of the situation than it was, in fact. So that's, for me, a completely normal reaction, because the players are really going for him. That's the truth, and he wants to protect himself, and I understand that as well. So, and if an opponent gets a yellow card, so then life then is much closer to a red card. So I see it from that perspective. So I thought it's smart to save that he saves himself in this kind of, but he doesn't have to be worried. We don't go for him against us. So we play football. We want to win the ball, and we don't try to act in these kind of things. We try to avoid passes to him. We try to avoid him winning challenges and all that stuff, which is a big job to do, to be honest. I'm not sure if it's 100%, if it's even possible to avoid his quality 100%, or I'm pretty sure it's not. So that's all. He's a fantastic footballer, an outstanding player, and if he was at the World Cup not fit. He had already an injury. Everybody could see that, but nobody asked him, "Can you really play?" He tried to take the responsibility and played for his country with not being fit. Belgium played an outstanding game against Brazil, but if Neymar is fit, still Brazil wins it. So that's how it is. And he was injured, and so he had to save himself a bit. That's all. I don't think he's a person who wants to act or something like that, because if you are like that, you cannot play the football he plays. So so I don't think about these kind of things, to be honest. It's he played, so he got rested at the weekend, so he will be 100% fresh for us. He's not injured anymore, so we will see the full package, Neymar, the football package, and we still have to cope with that, and that's what we try.
Yes, Phil.
Ok. Pendant le mondial et après le mondial, après le match amical face aux États-Unis l'autre nuit, Neymar a reçu des critiques présenter son pays, Brésil. Il a décidé de jouer, même qu'il était un peu touché, un peu blessé. Donc normalement, on peut dire aussi que quand il joue bien, quand il est 100%, Brésil, normalement, a une très grande chance de gagner. C'est un joueur très très intelligent et de temps en temps, il a des défenseurs qui vont pour lui, qui sont un peu agressifs vers lui. Donc peut-être c'est normal qu'il veut se protéger un peu. Donc ça c'est normal. Mais je crois que demain, il a eu un petit repos ce fin de semaine face au Stéphanois. Il n'a pas joué, donc il sera frais, il sera à 100%. Et en attendant, voir le joueur, le Neymar, le joueur complet, 100% en forme pour faire face à lui demain.
Try and take 3 quick ones. I think we're going to struggle because of the hands we've got. Just let me hear from Brazil, and then we'll just do the last couple. Yes.
In spite of Alisson's mistake against Leicester, how has been his impact on the progress of the team defensively?
Well, that's good. Very big impact. I'm completely happy, completely fine so far. Everything is good. Nothing to moan about.
L'impact d'Alisson depuis son arrivée ici, à part de son erreur face à Leicester City en championnat, non, je suis très très content. Il nous a impacté énormément défensivement dans notre jeu. On est très content de lui.
Last couple. Gentleman at the back, yes. If you could shout the question, please.
Who's the biggest threat and who you're most scared of in terms of the PSG team, and what can you do to overcome that threat?
Even if I would think 24 hours or longer about it, I cannot decide.
Même en pensant pendant 24 heures, ça serait impossible de décider quelle sera le menace plus dangereuse.
And then last couple. Gentleman at the front. Also from front.
You have a pretty good record against Thomas Tuchel, the PSG manager in the Bundesliga, and you won also the Liverpool against Borussia Dortmund. Tuchel is inspired by Guardiola, and you have also a good record against Guardiola. What is the secret behind these kind of successes you have? Because without more possession-oriented teams, what's so special? What makes it so easy to have good records against them?
Now, if there's a secret, let's keep it as a secret. But actually, I don't know. No, it's we. So always with records, it's quite difficult to really take them to explain something, because when I was at Dortmund, I had a pretty strong side, and he was at Mainz, and he did an outstanding job there. So it's not really fair to bring that up as when you talk about the record. But he's an outstanding coach. And I really thought it's a smart decision of PSG to sign Thomas Tuchel, because for this kind of team with that unbelievable individual quality, you need a manager who can still teach them or educate them in playing together. And they brought one of the best I know, for sure. And so that makes them quite a big challenge for us, to be honest. That's how it is. So it's individual quality mixed up with a really good manager makes it a threat. So that's how football or life is in football. But of course it's football, and so there are always possibilities, opportunities, how we will call it, to bring these fantastic footballers a bit more on your own level. And when you're on your own level, then you can beat them. That's how it is, and that's what we try to do, and that's what we always tried to do. That's it. But you cannot only defend against them, you cannot only attack against them. It's all about the rhythm, it's all about the mix, and it's all about the players on the pitch. Yes, and I was quite lucky that there's always or in the last few years at least, I had always teams with a good mix between mentality and quality, and that's why we could do it. But when you saw the games against Mainz, or if you saw the games against Man City or Bayern, whatever, with Pep or Thomas, it was always an awful lot of work to do. Unbelievable work rate necessary, and that's what will be tomorrow again. Because they're really smart in their positioning, they're really smart in a lot of things in football, but yeah, that's it. Then you have to work, and in football work means running. We have to run and close gaps and win the balls and use the space and all that stuff. I said a few times I like these challenges, but I only like it because I have a good team, a really good football team, and so that's why I said last year a few times, but if I would not be the manager I would watch this game 100%. I would watch it, and so now I have the most average place in the stadium actually to watch it, but I still will do.
Okay. Another show. Thomas Tuchel était inspiré par Pep Guardiola en façon de style de jeu de ces deux entraîneurs. Normalement, vous avez statistiquement, vous avez un bon record face à ces deux entraîneurs. C'est quelque chose qu'on va voir demain soir. Peut-être aussi il y a une secret pour ça. Donc, s'il y a une secret, je ne vais pas révéler le secret maintenant. Mais je crois que c'est pas normalement les statistiques. Je prépare trop d'attention aux statistiques. Par exemple, quand j'avais, en fonction des face-à-face, moi et Tuchel avec Dortmund, quand il était entraîneur de Mainz, moi j'ai vu une excellente équipe. Il a fait un très très grand boulot à Mainz, mais j'avais un avantage peut-être parce que mon équipe était plus importante. En fonction des matchs avec Bayern et Pep, je peux rien ajouter à part de dire que avec leur tactique, avec leur style de jeu, Thomas et Pep, il faut bosser. Il faut travailler très très dur parce que leurs équipes sont très intelligentes et ils ne cessent pas de courir. Donc il faut courir également qu'eux. Il faut serrer les espaces, il faut être intelligent parce que normalement ils sont très intelligents avec leur placement sur le terrain de jeu. Mais étant donné tout ça, j'aime les défis, j'aime les challenges et je sais que j'ai une bonne équipe. Ça, c'est la raison pour laquelle j'aime les challenges. Et si je ne serais pas l'entraîneur de Liverpool, c'est certes que je regarderai le match demain soir. C'est sûr que sur le banc, c'est pas la meilleure façon de voir le match, mais en même temps que bosser, je vais regarder le match et je vais apprécier les tactiques de Thomas demain.
Très bien.
Plus ou moins.
C'est ça.
Thank you. Jordan Henderson's coming in next.
Okay.
See you. Thank you.
See you.